Hey everyone, this is Gary K, and welcome to another pre-InfoComm edition of my Rants and Raves video cast. This time we're talking all about Canon. Canon's going to be at InfoComm in booth 2543, and I have Lynn Musem. Is it Moose Messi? How do you pronounce the last name?
Moose Metchi. You'd say it like that?
Moose Metchi. Okay, got it. You're an advisor for the Pro AV market, so obviously you know kind of a little bit about everything, or a lot about everything going on in the commercial AV market. So when we come into your booth at InfoComm, which obviously everyone's excited about the show. We're back in person. And you make a lot of different stuff. Like, I mean, you have display products, you have cameras, and at ISE, you did some really cool things with the two combined together in an XR set kind of environment. What can we expect at InfoComm?
It's good. We got some pretty exciting exhibits set up. You may remember last year, Canon introduced our line of broadcast PTZ cameras.
Yeah.
We're bringing those back again this year, but we've since enhanced them. So we've rolled out a whole bunch of new capabilities for auto tracking and auto loop, really to help those education and house of worship markets, where you might have kind of a one-man band kind of operating the cameras and you need to have it tracking and following your subject. So the cameras are now all enhanced, all of our indoor models with a PTZ auto tracking firmware and auto loop functionality. So we have a stage in our InfoComm booth where we'll be demonstrating that throughout the show. That's a big one for us. So we're very excited to bring that to InfoComm. In addition to that, we're going to have our live broadcast stage set up, and this is where we're going to be demonstrating the full range of Canon cameras and lenses in live broadcast and streaming applications. So that's going to be our Cinema EOS cameras, our XA, XF camcorders, the new R5C, and what we're going to be doing there is controlling a host of those cameras over Canon's XC protocol as well, just to show the workflow in terms of color matching and switching. Again, to give you that really great cinematic look when you're doing that live broadcast or that live stream.
So obviously cameras are a big part of it, and lenses, and you provide that high quality imaging, but also display technology is part of your business as well, right?
Yeah, well, Canon has a whole host, in addition to our projectors, of 4K reference monitors. So you're not going to see our projectors at this year's show, but you will see the 4K reference displays throughout the booth, again, attached to our cameras and lenses to show off the great color and the great resolution that we can offer.
So basically, you're gonna focus on the ingest side of the business and professional production side of the business at InfoComm. Is that
really focusing on the live live broadcast applications. In addition,
so everything from corporate to live events.
Yeah, again, houses of worship, corporate in-house production studios, any range of means for live events where you're going to want to show that content in with that great Canon depth of field. I mean, with our PTZ cameras, what we did is we incorporated our 1-inch sensor on those cameras to, again, give it that professional broadcast look, be able to blur the background a little bit, isolate the subject in the frame. And then when you get to our Cinema EOS cameras, there you really get, again, a whole host of cameras and lenses and options there to stream your content, produce it with that beautiful cinematic look that we all saw get very popular during the pandemic with a lot of the sports broadcasts. Well, now everybody wants that look. I mean, whether you're doing your corporate town hall meeting, whether you're doing your sermons on Sunday, you really want to try to get that beautiful bokeh in the background. And we have a whole range of Canon cameras and lenses that'll offer that option to you. Again, depending on your budget, depending on the skill of your operators too, you may want to use an R5C, a C70. You might step up to the C500. So we'll be demonstrating all of that there. The demo itself is actually going to be pretty exciting. We have a jazz band that we've been working with over the years, super talented musicians that'll be playing throughout the booth, and we'll be producing their concert to simulate a lot of the applications that you'd be using our equipment in. So it's going to be great music, great fun, a whole host of different solutions. But again, we're not stopping there. Also, the third demonstration that we're going to be having in our booth this year is our AMLOS demonstration, which some of the attendees may have remembered from last year. AMLOS stands for Activate My Line of Sight, and that is our virtual meeting software solution. It takes our PTZ cameras and incorporates a Canon written software that allows for hand motions to dictate the camera's movements, what it captures, and what it displays. And what that system will allow is for virtual participants to really decide their own engagement with the meeting. They can grab screen grabs. You can isolate subject matter like whiteboards in the field of view, and you can actually image capture those whiteboards and save that to the meeting notice. It's super helpful for any sort of environment.
It's all gesture based. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's all gesture.
If I wanted the camera to move to the whiteboard, I'd pull my hand over to the whiteboard. It would shoot the whiteboard, and then I would freeze it and grab the content from it.
So if you were a meeting participant, through the interface, you'd select what you wanted to view, what angle. But then if you were the meeting host, through hand motions, you can actually have it screen grab a certain image or object in the room. The onus around the software solution came about with any sort of physical rendering, physical presence in a meeting room that virtual participants lacked. So if you were showing a 3D prototype or you were doing storyboarding for, let's say, a production, the virtual participants kind of lack that engagement. AMLOS solves that for you. And it gives the participants the option to choose their view, but also gives the hosts of the meeting the ability to deliver any of that content to them in high resolution so that they can interact with it as well.
That's very cool. All that's going to be in booth 2543 at InfoComm. We're going to go by the booth and actually shoot videos on each one of these three areas. So you'll actually be able to experience it if you're not going to the show. By going to ravepubs.com/InfoComm, you can see all that. Lynn, I really appreciate you joining me today. Thanks for the review.
There's one more thing. The coolest thing about the AMLOS exhibit that we're going to be doing this year, it's going to be the world debut of this, is we're actually going to have it do a multi-camera switching demonstration.
Okay.
So it's been something I've been excited about ever since I first heard about AMLOS, is the ability to incorporate multi-camera switching.
Automated.
Gestures. Yeah, automated. And again, through the hand gestures to dictate, kind of like a maestro might dictate a concert, being able to determine which cameras to follow, which cameras can use. So that's going to be the first time ever we're demonstrating that at InfoComm.
Well, you buried the lead. But that's good. We'll write about it. And in the description of this, we'll put as much as we can in there, but we'll definitely go by and shoot it so that you don't miss it if you're not going to be at the show.
Yeah, apologies. I like to save the best for last.
Hey, there you did. You did. Thanks, Lynn. I really appreciate it. Thanks for and check them out at booth 2543 if you're going to be at InfoComm. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate the time.